Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Tastefully Balanced. I'm Miriam and I'm back today with another haul. I went to Costco. I am not going to the grocery store as frequently as I used to before, so maybe like once every couple weeks. And so I am splitting today's haul into my Trader Joe's and Costco haul, so it'll be two different videos. This one is the Costco haul. I got some staples, I got some fresh produce, things that will last me a while. So if you guys love hauls, if you love Costco, please subscribe and keep watching. All right, welcome back. So I did find some new things that I wanted to share with you that I'm very excited about in the midst of everything. Costco is still coming through. It still has awesome new products that I haven't seen there before, so I'm still quite excited. All right, so the first item I have here is a big box of some organic mushrooms. I get this quite often just because it's big and it does last a while. And honestly, when you cook up mushrooms, they really reduce in size. So even if I were to use this whole entire box, it ends up being like a small little container, right? Everyone's familiar with mushrooms. Right here on the top, I've got this field roast sausage. I've shared this vegetarian sausage before. Field roast is actually one of my favorite meatless meat brands out there, and I love it. This one is so good. I just take the whole thing and I freeze it actually, and then when I want to use a recipe with it, all I really do is I just thaw it out for maybe like 20-30 minutes, probably in some water. That's usually enough, and then I can slice it up and use it in any dish. So I love having this in the freezer. We just are on our last packet, so I figured I would go and pick up another one. All right, over here I have some sweet corn. So it's canned sweet corn with sea salt, which I did not know. So usually I get the other brand, but S&W, or I forget what the brand is, but this is a Kirkland brand and I'm sure it's fine. The only ingredients is corn water, sea salt, and that's it. So with any kind of canned items, yes, there's a lot of sodium, but I do like having this in my garage on hand. I like having this, garbanzo beans, black beans, just kind of my staples that I rotate through. And this with the everything but the elote seasoning, delicious, absolutely delicious, totally recommend. All right, a couple of berries. I know berries are not in season right now, so I don't usually like to pick them up, because they're a little bit sour. They're not very sweet, but I went ahead and picked these two boxes up, some raspberry and blackberries. Love to top them off with some chamoy sauce and some tahini seasoning. Totally my favorite. I discovered a store that sells both and love it. I love, especially when they're a little bit tart. It's a perfect blend of salty and spicy and just so good. And actually, I think I have a video on how I make mine, which is, it's silly because all I do is just top my fruits with it, but I'll go ahead and link that in the description box in case you're curious about what I'm talking about. Big bag of lettuce. I feel like because I am home a lot, I'm cooking a ton, which I always did, so this isn't any different, but I'm making more fresh salad for lunch, and I'm just using up a lot of greens. So I got a big one because it does last me a while. A 6-pack of bell peppers. I love using bell peppers in everything. I love doing this really simple dish where I just chop up some potatoes, onions, this field sausage, toss them in some olive oil, avocado oil, whatever you have on hand, with a little bit of salt, pepper, maybe some Italian seasoning, and then I toss it in the oven. And it's just so delicious. I can have it for like an actual meal, maybe lunch or dinner, or I can even have it for breakfast as like a breakfast hash type of thing. So if you're interested, let me know in the comments. I can share that recipe with you guys. All right in the front here, this is what I'm very excited about. I've seen other YouTube videos where people have gotten this from Costco, but up until now I have not seen it at my Costco, but I did see it this time around, and it's this Bonza rotini made from chickpeas. So basically it's pasta that's made from chickpea flour. So chickpeas, tapioca, pea protein, and xanthan gum. So that's it, that's all the ingredients. I figured I would give this a shot. I've heard actually this is really good and holds up the shape really well versus some of the other pasta alternatives. But if this is anything like the risotto that you get from Trader Joe's that's made with chickpea flour and red lentil, then I'm excited because it holds up shape really well when you use chickpea flour. Got a big bag of some baby spinach. I love having baby spinach in my salads, to put in my soups because they wilt so perfectly, and then also in my smoothies. So we go through a big box in a week, so I figured I'd get this, and then I also have some frozen so that when we do run out of that, I'll just use the frozen ones. Got some organic bananas, nothing really special here, just I love having bananas in my smoothies, so if they do end up turning a little brown, I just put them in the freezer, or I'll just bake something with it, because baking with overripe bananas is so good. You don't have to add that much sugar, it's healthier, so I just love having bananas even if we're not gonna eat them when they're yellow. All right, next up I've got this big bag of Brussels sprouts. I feel like I haven't had Brussels sprouts in a while, so I wanted to roast them up in the oven, put a little bit of balsamic glaze on it, maybe some cranberries. Anyways, I was craving it. Next up, I've got this big bag of asparagus. I love asparagus. I had it not too long ago, actually, roasted in the oven. It got a little bit too mushy, I would say. I forgot to take it out right away, and it was left a little bit too long in the oven. So this time around, I want to make them perfectly crispy. All right, I got this little bag of organic turmeric. I want to juice with this. I figured I have a lot of carrots, I have a lot of celery. Why not throw a little bit of turmeric in there, and it would be a well-rounded shot. So anyways, got a bag of this. I've never seen it at Costco, or maybe I have and I just never really looked for it, but I figured with everything going on, you want to stay as healthy as possible right now. I want to juice a little bit more, so I've got some lemons, some celery, and now this, and I am gonna be juicing later. Got a bag of monk fruit sweetener. I have been using this sweetener a lot actually, and it's because it's a perfect 1-to-1 ratio with regular sugar, and if you're not baking something that needs to fluff up a lot, or I don't know, I feel like my muffins don't really turn out that well with this fluff up as much as I like to, but then my cakes are fine, so things that are a little bit more denser I think are fine. And then of course, if they're going into like whipped coffee, which is a big trend right now, this works perfectly for whipped coffee, and it's sugar-free. So anyways, I love this stuff, and I can use a bag for like a month. I don't usually have that much sugar in things, so a bag will last us a long time actually. All right, next up, I've shown this salsa before, but last time they didn't have it, this time they did. It's a chunky salsa that's very clean ingredients. This one's a medium one, which isn't very spicy. The other one that I got recently was a smoother salsa. This one's a chunkier one, and that one is actually a little bit spicy, but this one is good. I like this one. Okay, and the two things that I'm super excited for that I've never seen at Costco before are these Gardein Chicken tenders. Now, these are quote-unquote chicken. They are not really chicken, they're meatless, but they taste so good and they taste like chicken. So I love topping my salads with these, just a couple pieces, and that's it. And if you have followed me this year, you've noticed that I am being a little bit more plant-based, not 100% in all my meals, but it's just something that I'm consciously aware of, and just trying to become a little bit more plant-based. So anyways, that's why I picked this up. This one is a golden fishless stick. So I've never had the fish one, so I am curious to see how these taste, but they're two big bags, and I've never seen this at Costco, and they were a really good price, because a smaller bag from a different store of the same brand, it's like $4 or $5.99, and I can't remember, but these were like $12.99 or something, and there's a lot more. So I'm excited to have this in the freezer for quick meals. All right, there you guys go. That is my quick Costco haul with all the things that are going on around the world. I make my shopping trips very infrequent, and the time span of them are very short. So I go in, see what I like, quickly grab it, and then I'm out of the store. So these shopping trips are probably going to be a little bit shorter, and the items are not going to be as much. So hopefully you understand. I know you do. If you guys have anything that you think I should try on my next trip, leave it in the description box. Please comment, like, share, and subscribe if you love hauls, and as always, live life tastefully balanced.